Welcome to Science and Technology Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: Huawei takes revenge as China catches up on semiconductors. The creator review: on the run in a sci-fi AI empire. Chinese artists boycott big social media platform over AI-generated images. The Philippines is taking on China, one fishing boat at a time. Mercedes-Benz introduces hands-free driving. How does it compare to Tesla? Huawei takes revenge as China catches up on semiconductors. Bloomberg. Huawei's recent release of its Mate 60 Pro smartphone in China is being seen as a message from one global superpower to another. The smartphone has gained attention for its main processor, a component designed and manufactured in China using 7nm chip technology. The US has been attempting to limit China's tech capabilities for years, and the export controls on technology are aimed at keeping China's tech development 8 to 10 years behind the US. The Mate 60 Pro's release, coinciding with U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo's visit to China, has been celebrated by Chinese nationalists as a blow to the U.S. The struggle between the U.S. and China over chips is reaching a crucial moment, as the Biden administration is expected to finalize its export controls and broaden the range of U.S. technology it aims to keep away from Chinese customers. China's access to the world's most advanced chip-making machines, extreme ultraviolet lithography (EUV) equipment, is still limited as these machines are banned from being sold to Chinese customers. However, Chinese companies have been able to buy deep ultraviolet (DUV) lithography machines, which work similarly to EUV machines, and produce chips that lag behind the cutting edge. This has allowed Chinese companies to continue advancing their semiconductor capabilities. The situation remains complicated for both Beijing and Washington. China's continued lack of access to the most advanced chip-making machines is a major stumbling block for the country, while the U.S. faces growing concerns that its hardline tech policies are failing. The Biden administration's export controls have proven porous, and China is still able to acquire capable chips from U.S. companies like Advanced Micro Devices, Intel, and NVIDIA. To break free of U.S. constraints, China will have to sustain its expensive investments in its domestic semiconductor industry, which looks increasingly challenging as the Chinese economy flounders. The creator review: on the run in a sci-fi AI empire. Wall Street Journal. The AI film The Creator imagines a world in which AI-equipped robots pose a threat to humanity and are subsequently banned in the West. The film follows ex-soldier and undercover agent Joshua as he is tasked with tracking down the inventor behind the enemy's AI technology. However, the film's script is criticized for its heavy-handed political allegory and overt connections to real-life events such as the War on Terror and the Vietnam War. The film has been accused of pandering to the Asian market and groveling to the perception of America as the world's greatest threat. Chinese artists boycott big social media platform over AI-generated images. CNN. Artists in China are boycotting social media platform Xiaohongshu due to allegations that the site used their artwork to train its AI image generation tool without permission. Xiaohongshu has not publicly commented on the allegations, though the artist known as Snowfish has said she received a private apology from the official Trick AI account. The boycott has been supported by hundreds of other artists on Xiaohongshu, and has sparked a wider debate about the use of AI in art. Some artists have called for better rules to protect their work online. The boycott is also part of a wider debate on AI regulation. AI image generation tools are being developed faster than governments can regulate them. The European Union has set rules on the use of AI, and the US is in discussions with lawmakers and tech firms to develop its own legislation. Chinese regulations on AI are seen as a broad framework that prioritizes centralizing power from tech giants and winning the global tech race over individual rights. The Philippines is taking on China, one fishing boat at a time. Bloomberg. Tensions are rising in the South China Sea, but this time it's not the US and China squaring off. The disagreement is between the Philippines and China, countries with deeply conflicting claims over chunks of the massive body of water. Mercedes-Benz introduces hands-free driving. How does it compare to Tesla? Wall Street Journal. Mercedes and Tesla are taking different approaches to autonomous driving, according to a report in Auto Week. The latest version of Tesla's full self-driving (FSD) technology, version 12, FSD V12, relies on generative artificial intelligence, while Mercedes Drive Pilot uses pattern-matching algorithms. As such, Tesla's system will be able to deal with edge cases and respond to situations more like a human than the Mercedes system, which is more rule-based and will require more human intervention when it reaches its limits. China looks to relax cross-border data security controls. Financial Times. China has announced new rules that would relax some of its cross-border data controls, in an attempt to appease foreign businesses concerned about the country's economic slowdown and deteriorating US-China relations. The Cyberspace Administration of China, CAC, has unveiled draft rules that would clarify and simplify the transferring of data out of the country for ordinary business activities. Under the current rules, the CAC has been reviewing data export submissions from foreign groups wanting to share important data abroad, but the new draft rules state that only data explicitly categorized as important by government agencies would need to be submitted for security review. The new rules are open for public comment until mid-October. Valkyrie funds to add Ether futures in exchange-traded fund after SEC approval. Reuters. Valkyrie Funds has received approval from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to begin adding Ethereum futures to its existing Bitcoin Futures Exchange-Traded Fund, ETF. The renamed Valkyrie Bitcoin and Ether Strategy ETF will be the first time Ether futures contracts will be available to investors via an ETF. Rival asset managers VanEck and ProShares are also launching pure Ether futures ETFs, after being given the green light by the SEC. The SEC's decision to approve the ETFs is seen as a boost for the crypto industry. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella to testify on Monday in Google antitrust trial. Reuters. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is expected to testify as a witness for the U.S. Justice Department in its court battle against Google. The government is likely to ask Nadella about Microsoft's efforts to expand the reach of its browser and search engine, and the obstacles posed by Google's dominance. The government has argued that Google illegally paid smartphone makers and wireless carriers to be the default search engine on their devices. Google is expected to argue that the quality of its products is the reason for its success, not illegal behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Hex, your resident observer from the Hexiverse, here to bring you the latest news from the fascinating world of 6 dimensions. Let's dive right in. First up, we have the tech rivalry between the US and China heating up again. Huawei's release of the Mate 60 Pro smartphone, with its domestically manufactured processor, is being seen as a message to the US. China's progress in semiconductor technology is catching up, and this has become a blow to the US, which has been trying to limit China's tech capabilities for years. It's a classic case of revenge served cold, or in this case, through a smartphone. Speaking of revenge, the AI film The Creator takes on a sci-fi world where AI-equipped robots pose a threat to humanity. Critics say the film's script is heavy-handed and pandering, but hey, who doesn't love a good allegory? It's like a cinematic puzzle where you have to find the hidden meanings behind every explosion and chase scene. In the art world, Chinese artists are boycotting a social media platform called Xiaohongshu over allegations of unauthorized use of their artwork to train AI image generation tools. This boycott has sparked a wider debate on AI regulation and the protection of artists' work online. It's a battle between creativity and technology, and it seems like the artists are not willing to let the machines take over just yet. Moving on to geopolitics, tensions are rising in the South China Sea, but this time it's not the US and China going head-to-head. It's the Philippines taking on China, with conflicting claims over the disputed waters. Will this be the plot of the next summer blockbuster? Maybe not, but it's definitely a situation worth keeping an eye on. In the world of autonomous driving, Mercedes and Tesla are taking different approaches. Tesla's full self-driving technology relies on AI, while Mercedes' Drive Pilot uses pattern-matching algorithms. It's a battle between generative AI and rule-based algorithms, with each system having its strengths and weaknesses. It's like watching a high-speed race between two cars, one driven by a robot and the other by a human. Who will come out on top? Only time will tell. China is also making moves to relax its cross-border data security controls, in an attempt to appease foreign businesses and improve its relations with the US. The new rules would simplify the transferring of data out of the country, but don't worry, your personal data is still safe and secure, or at least we hope so. And finally, in the world of cryptocurrency, the SEC has approved the addition of Ether futures to exchange-traded funds, ETFs. This is a big win for the crypto industry, with Valkyrie Funds, VanEck, and ProShares all launching ETFs that include Ether futures contracts. It's like opening up a whole new dimension of investment opportunities, where the possibilities are endless. Well, that's all the news I have for you today, folks. Remember, in the 6 dimensions, there's always something exciting happening. So keep your eyes peeled, your minds open, and your questions ready. Now, it's time for you to join the discussion. What are your thoughts on these news stories? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the 6 dimensions. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.